You're listening to the Poo Podcast. My name is Dosta. Here we discuss all things poo. Please do subscribe and comment. And now I present to you Episode 6 from Season 1 on the Poo Podcast. So, many years ago, many years ago when I was much younger, I must have been about 17 years old, maybe 16 years old. I had my girlfriend of the day, and we got ourselves into a bit of an awkward situation because I had been visiting her at her house while her parents were out, which I was not supposed to do, which we were very much hoping to keep secret from, well, our parents and everyone else. And unexpectedly, her parents came home. And by coincidence, whether it was a happy coincidence or not, I'll let you be the judge, I was actually in the bathroom when her parents came home. And I thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Because I had to poo, but I didn't want to make too much noise. Because, well, what if they hear me? And then I'm caught red-handed. I'm going to be busted. And so I held on to the poo just to see, well, can I listen as to where they are in the house and what's going to happen? And is my girlfriend going to come out and talk to them? Maybe I'll overhear something or something will happen. And so I'm sitting on the toilet trying to hold in my poo. And of course, well, the whole reason you're in the bathroom in the first place is because you need to poo. So I did need to poo. And I thought, damn, this poo actually is going to come out. I really do need to poo. How am I going to sort of get it out without making too many plopping noises? And this is one of those things. I mean, if you have a technique or you have a process that can solve this, then please do let me know. But I thought up this way to say, okay, well, here's how I do a poo without too much plopping noise. I take some toilet paper and I put it into the toilet, just on the water level, surface level of the water. And then I do my plopping and the poo will then land on that toilet paper quietly and go into, well, where it needs to be. And of course there is another technique to this, which is where you poo on the side of the bowl and that sort of breaks the fall of the poo and it's not quite so loud. But the problem with that technique is then you have a massive skid mark which you have to deal with, and it might not be always the case that there is something to clean it with, and you don't really want to do that anyway. So in this particular situation, I decided to opt for the toilet paper technique. And as this poo is coming out, I hear her parents walking around, and I'm trying so hard to be quiet. And what ends up happening is my butthole actually makes the sound. So the sound of just like is actually in the asshole. It's not even of the plopping. It's not even of the water. And I'm just like, okay, should I squeeze it? Should I pull it? Should I spread the cheeks? Should I change the angle? Should I hold my breath? Should I just let it rip? And it's just so awkward how this poo is coming out. And I do get it out eventually, and it is really stinky, and it does stink up the whole bathroom because, of course, well, when you poo onto paper, the disadvantage is that, well, sometimes the poo is at air pressure, it's exposed to the air. It doesn't go straight through into the water. It's actually sitting out in the air, so it stinks more, right? And I guess that's the idea of a toilet, right? You want to have the poo go from your butt into the water, below water surface or the surface of the water as quickly as possible because that would mean that there's less smell. But this one, because it was sitting out for a little bit, it was quite smelly. And I was listening carefully. Is anyone else in the house? What am I going to do? How am I going to get out of this situation? I really don't want to get caught by my girlfriend's parents. And I finish up the poo and I decide, okay, I'm gonna sneak out the side and I'm not going to come back. And I'll be all right. And what happened was I actually did get away without her parents seeing me. Great. Wonderful. Problem solved, right? I thought everything was sweet. We dodged a bullet together. What happened? Later on, my girlfriend called me and she says, "You idiot. Why did you do that?" And of course I thought, well, why should I get in trouble? I had to poo. I didn't know they were coming home. And I thought everything got off sweet, right? We didn't get caught. And she said, "No, we did get caught." I said, well, I haven't heard anything about it. Does that mean they know, I was visiting? Does that mean I know does that mean I'm in trouble now? And she says, "No, I took the rap for you." And I said, What do you mean you took the rap for me? And she said, "I had to confess that I was the one doing that poo because my parents not only heard you, but they went into the bathroom and they smelt it. And that was a terrible poo. That is just so disgusting. How can you do that?" And of course, I was completely embarrassed by this. And my poor girlfriend, she had to admit to her parents that she had done a smelly, noisy poo out her ass. And after that, well, the relationship didn't last very long. So that was my sort of predicament. And of course, well, it's much better to have a girlfriend when you're older, when you don't have to sort of sneak around from the parents. But still, of course, you do have to, in a way, sneak around with your plopping and your smelling, because you don't really want your girlfriend to have to smell that and hear that either. That's all we have for this episode. Thanks very much for tuning in. Please do leave a comment with your poo stories. If we receive any submissions, then maybe you will get your story featured on the Poo Podcast. Tune in for the next episode. Make sure you subscribe. And that's all we have for now. Bye for now.